Value investing has really been struggling this cycle. And I mean struggling hard, like a hippo struggling with his oral hygiene. Well, you know, I'm glad that this hippo got past his denial and just hired someone finally. But in today's video, we're gonna talk about why value investing has been struggling and what it means. So check out this chart of the relative performance between value and growth. So growth is the blue line and value is the red line. And man, this chart, it does not look good. It is ugly, like a hippo. Yeah, let's see how many hippo jokes I can make in this video, because I will prove that AK is indeed family friendly. See, my cousin recently said she wouldn't let her kids watch my videos because I'm always talking about strippers and prostitutes. And I'm like, oh, so you want your kids to grow up stupid? Anyways, I'm pretty sure I really never talk about strippers on an investing channel. I mean, maybe it was one Bitcoin video, but anyway, here, cousin, here's some hippo jokes. How do you like that for your kids? And this chart is going back to 2011. But yeah, if you look at this chart, you can see that growth has been killing it for a while now, while value has been dying a slow death. And this chart shows the performance of the value factor strategy from the famous duo, as people like to call them, Fama and French. So the strategy here is pretty simple. Basically, you buy stocks with the lowest valuations and sell those with the highest. So this strategy has a cumulative loss of 15% over the last decade, which is the longest stretch of underperformance since the Great Depression. So of course, all the media headlines are basically calling it. They're saying value investing is dead. But is it? Should we be building one of those wooden rafts and take a picture of Ben Graham and put it on there and then push it out into a pond and light it on fire? And then hope a hippo doesn't eat it? That's 3 now. I'm doing great. But whoa there. Don't be so fast to call value dead just yet. The value investors that our team follows have been doing great. They've been beating the market by a wide margin this entire cycle. So what's the problem? Why is there a huge performance gap between classical value like the Fama French model versus discretionary managers? Well, there's 2 reasons. The first is how access to information has changed. See, back in Ben Graham's day, getting basic accounting info was pretty tough. And then once you got that accounting info, figuring out the basic value metrics like price to earnings or price to book was even tougher. But today, everyone has access to that info and it's super easy. It's all already calculated for you. So you know, any Tom, Dick, Harry, Chuck, Larry, Lisa, Sri Lakshmi, Matumbo, anybody can get super powerful screeners that rank stocks by any metric you could think of. And it's usually all free too. So there's no edge there anymore. There's no alpha. It's all been eaten away. If you see something with a low ratio, it probably deserves it because it's a crappy company. There's no discrepancy there. So of course the classic value investing isn't going to work as well anymore. And the second reason it's not going to work as well anymore is because we're in an asset light economy, much unlike a hippo, which is pretty asset heavy. All right, I'm done with the hippo jokes. This is ridiculous. I really don't care about the kids. So here is a picture of a stripper hippo. Or you know, maybe that's a dominatrix hippo? Either way, it doesn't matter because you're right, cousin. AK is not family friendly. And here is a picture of a guy who got really excited by that last picture and immediately booked it straight to Africa. I don't know what this guy is doing. Like, what does he think is gonna happen? Man, don't try that at home, kids. Okay, anyway, an asset-light economy, what does that mean? So 40 years ago, we had an asset-heavy economy. So if you were evaluating companies, you'd look for tangible assets like machinery. But today, the biggest companies are filled with intangible assets, which are not something you can actually touch. They're things like R&D spending and patents and customer lists and brand names, all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, intangibles account for over 80% of the average company's market value. And standard GAAP accounting doesn't even measure stuff like this. So again, how is the classic value supposed to work there? So I guess you could say that classic value is dead, but the new style, like the style that the guys that we follow use, that's living on and it's doing just fine. So in this style, you're still trying to find undervalued companies, but nowadays it's all about evaluating economic goodwill. And no, the economic goodwill is not how much the company donates to charity. Economic goodwill is the amount by which a company's intrinsic value exceeds its accounting values, which basically means it's the value that you can't see in the books. Defining this type of goodwill is discretionary. It takes a lot of thinking and understanding of an industry. There's no simple metric for it. You gotta actually use your brain. And even Warren Buffett has been quoted talking about this shift in value investing. He said that my own thinking has changed drastically from 35 years ago when I was taught to favor tangible assets and to shun businesses whose value depended largely on economic goodwill. The whole thing is flip-flopped. So value investing isn't dead, it's just a lot harder and you gotta adapt to be able to survive. And MacroOps actually has a great article on this, which I'll link to in the comments. But I also want to know in the comments what you guys think about this whole thing. Are any of you value investors? How have you seen this shift play out in the industry? Let me know, I'd love to discuss it. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell for notifications of new videos. We publish 3 a week, all market related. So subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Stay fallible out there. Bye.